Alright guys, today is Wednesday and we got a brand new Comic Gains drop list and Zack has another drunken buy for you, so stay tuned.
Maybe it's good.
Let's do it. Welcome back, Gainers, to another incredible, fantastic, exciting episode of Comic Gains. If you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zack, and this is Princess Royal Highness, looking very lovely today, doing that princess wave. If you saw her standing up, I wanted to say she looks like a cowgirl, but maybe I'm wrong. So bow down and rattle that cattle.
Rattle?
I don't know. I don't wrestle them cattle.
Wrestle them boys. Hog time.
Hog time.
All right. So, like I said, today is Wednesday. We're sticking with the drop list. A lot of people are really digging these drop lists that we're doing, and we are as well. We're actually looking at buying some of the books from the previous drop list that we've been doing. So we're learning a lot. Hopefully you guys are getting some cool gains out of this as well. And we also have one kind of big drunken buy / speculation.
It's a little bit of a speculation.
Mm-hmm.
It's signed, and the signature is actually what I'm really excited about.
Yeah, and super rare, too.
Super rare. It's
super
very
rare.
limited.
Yeah, it's the only one I never even heard of this book until Zack told me he bought one.
Ghost.
Yeah, but one thing that you need to do in order to get a drunken buy is what, Zack?
You gotta get a beer. And this one's the funniest looking one ever. It's Elysian Dank Dust.
Dank Dust? I've heard of Space Dust. I didn't know it was a Dank Dust.
Yeah, I think they...
Is he high?
I think, yeah, it looks like it. I think they take Space Dust, they leave it outside, get a little dank, get a little smoky, and then can it again. Yes.
What does he look like? So, is he...
Looks like my father. Father, no.
Dank.
No more smoky.
Dank Dust. I never...
Oh, dude, it smells like weed.
Does it?
Yeah.
It does smell like weed.
It does. It smells like weed. What the hell? Yeah, it's an India Pale Ale. I may have to read some of this, but we'll continue.
All right, let's get back into the comics. All right, guys. So how the drop list works are the three of us scour the internet for hot lists that were 1 year ago today. And we try to see which books were really expensive a year ago that are now much, much cheaper in today's market. And some of them we kind of let you know if it's a good idea to maybe buy these based on how cheap they got. And some of them you don't want to buy based on how cheap they got. That's probably why they got that cheap, right, Zach?
Yeah, that's how they got so cheap.
There's a reason why they got cheap. So we only do 5 books. And we're going to start out the list here with Young Avengers #1. This is a Marvel book, obviously, from 2005. Jim Chung cover. And this is a really big book, but you got first appearance of Kate Bishop, Patriot, Hulkling, Iron Lad, and Asgardian, also known as Wiccan, which we're kind of on the rocks about that because technically Wiccan's first appearance should be in a earlier book, but it might be first appearance of Asgard. Smells like weed in here. It's crazy.
Dude, it's really weird.
Someone just did a big fat
It says on the can it's added with herbal something, so...
Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
So, I would guess this book a year ago is kind of like when, they're announcing Kate Bishop's coming in there, Kang's coming in there. There's, out of those characters, 3 of them already been introduced in the MCU, so it's a good chance... this book is going to go somewhere. It's a good chance they're going to come out with the Young Avengers in the MCU, which is,
right.
A really big thing. I think a book like this is probably just going to keep eventually rising the more it gets looked at. And This is a book when we first started, we were like, hey, we need to find this book and get it, We waited on a little bit. We waited a little too long, and then we ended up grabbing a few of them.
We got lucky with it.
Lucky that, yeah.
Really lucky.
You're really lucky. But what are the numbers on this one, Zach?
Okay, so these ones are very in the favor of the buyer right now. So a year ago it was $949.99. Now it's $760. The low is $730, so it's only $30 from the low. The high was $15.95. $15.95, guys.
Yeah, it was big for a little while.
Average $1,026. I would say get this book because eventually they're gonna show up. Those characters are gonna split her off, show, and then eventually we're going to do a Young Avengers movie.
They have to, yeah. There's no reason they bring Kate Bishop in this early if they're not going to do a Young Avengers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Kane's really important right now, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, really good. And you're thinking pick this one up?
What? What's it?
Are you thinking get this one?
I just said, yeah, I would say it's a buy. Get this one.
Okay.
Didn't I say it was a buy? Oh, that stink dust is throwing me off. Wow. Okay, yeah, buy it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's only going to go higher. This is a weird kind of. I didn't kind of surprised this was even on the drop list, even though it only dropped like $200 or $300. Yeah, that's still a good amount to get it now.
Yeah,
yeah.
It dropped, but the high was basically
really
1,600.
Yeah, yeah.
Just get it. Oh, and also there's a direct edition. There's a
toy variant. It's a Marvel Legends toy variant.
Yes. There's a director's cut.
And a director's cut, yep.
Black and white, and then there's the rare
Wizard World.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no. Then there's the black and white Wizard World, and then there's the Wizard First, which is like a 9.5.
Yeah.
Look out for those.
A lot to go on. Yeah. There's a lot of them to look out for. Okay. Next up on the list, we're going back to Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And a year ago, Fantastic Four 353 was a hot book, and that's from 1991, and this is the first appearance of Mobius M. Mobius. So this was, obviously the character played by Owen Wilson in the Loki TV show, which he did a pretty good job. Everyone was pretty good. It was very, what does he always say? Wow. But yeah, this book was popping and pretty crazy because it's one of those 90s Marvel books that should have been in a dollar bin for a long time. And the weird thing is with this book is the direct edition has his first cover appearance in that little box. So it's strange that the newsstand one would be worth less because his little pictures in the direct edition. But what are the numbers on this book here, Zach?
So, price then was $455. Now it's $275. The low was $140 or $139.99. The high was $662.27. Average $395.96. I'd say hold on this book until it gets a little bit lower, and then it's probably going to go back up again when the next Loki show comes out.
Yeah,
because that guy's money maker.
Yeah, they didn't kill him off, and we've seen with some of the Marvel keys that got really hot that were 90s books went way back down. After like the buzz went away.
So many.
Yeah, way back down.
So many.
Cool book though, and cool character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next up on the list, this one was a little bit of a surprise, and we've got New Mutants 98, also from 1991. This is a very good year for comics. You got a Liefeld cover, Zach's favorite. First full appearance of Deadpool. First appearance of Copycat pretending to be Domino. And first appearance of Gideon, the most important character on there, right?
Right, yeah. Throwaway character.
Yeah. So, obviously, I'm guessing this book was really hot a year ago because that's kind of when Disney officially kind of took over Fox's stuff, So everyone's like, okay, Deadpool's coming into the MCU because they officially took it over. And there's no way they're replacing Ryan Reynolds, so they're going to roll right along with him, which seems to be what's going to be happening. But it has taken a little bit of a dip, which is kind of surprising because one of those sort of modern blue chip keys, if you want to call it that you thought would hold their value, but it's gone down a little bit. People were trying to get some of ours that were up for sale for cheaper. And what numbers you got there, Zach?
So it's a year ago then was $22.86.
Dang.
Now $1,600. The low was $900. You could have got it for a good deal between that time period. The high was $2,999.99.
That's crazy.
I would say, the average is $1,947.39. I would say hold. Wait a little bit unless you got some extra money in your pocket.
Yeah.
That's a big buy. I mean, $1,600. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm like, I don't want to spend $1,600 on a book right away.
That's one of the, it's one of the modern big books, that and Harley Quinn. Those are like the two big ones that have come out in recent years.
I would rather go after Harley Quinn. I know DC doesn't have the best return, but the print runs way less on that one.
True. That is very true. That is very true. And don't forget about the newsstand out there. And it's one of those rare Mark Jewelers that actually worth a lot of money in high grade. So there is a Mark Jeweler of that book.
Sold for about
how much we like those jewels.
I think it was like $5,000.
Yeah. If you get that Mark Jeweler.
Recently, I think.
Wish we could find that. Okay. Next up on the list, this one I don't have a lot of information about, but it is Tankers #1 from Bad Idea Comics, 2021. So just recently, we only had this book when it first came out, was hot a year ago. And I know a little bit about the story. I think I read the first issue. It was about time travelers who were going back into dinosaur time to harvest some kind of fuel for the ships or something that they were doing. Zach and I have, or the group and I have a feeling about Bad Idea a little bit, where it's like there is a comic book store near us where you can pick up their books because they're super limited. They only allow like X amount of shops to even sell their stuff, so you can't even order it off a pull list. And whenever a book comes out, it's super hot because it's so rare. And it's hard to say. It's like almost every single one has gone in the toilet after a certain amount of time, and that's the difficult thing. Is the cool thing is the artwork's amazing, the paper quality is second to none on their stuff. But are the stories really that good? I don't know. You know, and I never once the first one comes out, I never hear anything about the second one or the third one in the story. It's like nobody cares after the first one came out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say. I don't know. You know, what numbers you got on this one though, Zach?
I think the numbers are pretty telling. I mean, if you want to pick one up, you can get it pretty cheap. So then price year ago, $100, 9.8.
Mm-hmm.
Now price, last sold $20.50. The range is $20.50 to $125. Average is $58.66. It's a hold, but if you buy it, you're not going to break the bank. Why not? $20, whatever.
Yeah, for a 9.8. Yeah, it's not even worth what it costs to get it graded almost.
It's not.
You know
it's
what I
such
mean?
a heartbreaker.
So, unless you really like the story or you really like the artwork, be careful with any of the Bad Idea books because, I don't know, it's just weird.
It's a low spec buy-in.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Last book on the list, and this is an interesting one. We've got Action Comics #9 from the second series. So this is from 2012. We got the awesome Grant Morrison story here, and this is the second appearance and origin of Calvin Ellis, who becomes Superman of this universe here. And obviously, weirdly enough, his first appearance is in that Final Crisis #7, but he is an unnamed character in that one. So that's why it's not worth nearly as much. But cool book. I know they announced that Michael B. Jordan was going to be producing his own Superman movie where the lead character is going to be a black Superman. And a lot of people are going with this one because it's a really important story and really well written story. And he actually went on the record saying later on that it wasn't going to be Calvin Ellis, which I don't know if that's necessarily going to be a trick or not. That they didn't necessarily say who it was going to be. So keep your fingers crossed. It could happen. But what are the numbers you got on this one, Zach?
So a year ago, 314. Now 160. Range 120 to 405. I would say it's still average is 94. Wait, no, that doesn't make 194. I think I forgot the one. I would still say it's a hold. But it's kind of interesting. If you buy it, I don't think anybody would be mad at you.
No.
It's a nice little thing. And then there's a couple of different covers. There's a black and white cover, which is the rarest, and then there's a combo pack.
Yeah, the combo pack, which is has like a darker hue to the cover, and we actually were able to pick up 2 at our LCS, and they are out to CGC to get graded.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes, but you never know. You never know.
At the time, they did not adjust the price right, so score.
We got lucky on that one, so we'll see how those come back. But that is the drop list for this week in April. Some cool books, some stuff to think about that you might want to think about picking up or just letting it keep dropping down further and further. So, yeah. All right. So one more thing we're going to be opening. Yeah. Zack is going to do the honors. So we got a little drunken buy action here.
All right. Oh, they do a packing stuff. I never do that anymore. So, what's that?
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Oh, wow. Oh, what the? Look at this. He actually bought, like,
that's cool.
Different. Oh, yeah, it's weird, but it works. Like, look at this, guys. Oh, I just showed you the slab. Actually, you won't recognize it.
You can't see from the top.
Yeah, they put this in there.
It's nice, some little sliders.
Yeah, it's interesting. From slabshipper.com. Go buy their stuff. We are not paid.
I didn't even know that existed.
I know about it now. So
knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle. There's something. Okay, so George R.R. Martin, he's made a couple series. Some stuff has been optioned, and this is one of the series that has been optioned apparently, and it's Skin Trade. This is actually the trade paperback, so it's a collected. But interesting thing about this, you can only get this at San Diego Comic-Con, right? And he happened to be there. So,
ooh.
But I think these were actually slabbed there and signed there and sold at a limited capacity of 55.
Wow.
Yeah, so there should only be 55 of this specifically. There might be a couple other ones on top of that, but I think it's really rare at 55.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, and it's signed by George R. Martin, which is a very hard signature. I think.
I would imagine. Yeah, I think it is a pretty hard signature to get. And if you guys didn't know, like Skin Trade recently has been trending a lot because it got optioned. I believe they optioned this through Marvel. I think I can't remember if they said, but. Because, the other one, Night Flyers, went through a Sci-Fi Channel. You know how we all feel about Sci-Fi Channel around
That was a mistake.
That was a mistake. But, if you don't know George R. R. Martin, he obviously did Game of Thrones, which was hugely successful.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember. Whoever's doing Skin Trade, hopefully they do a good thing on that. I don't think either of us have read it, though, right?
I haven't read it.
Yeah.
Apparently the story's pretty good. And I don't know. Because it's so rare, I might just sell it just to get some cash, money, players. And that's how you get those George R. R. Martin monies. I don't know how to say it.
I like when you say George R. R. Martin. Say it again.
George R. R. Martin.
There you go.
Marvin.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap the show up for today. As usual, if you like the show, love the show, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you always know when new things are going down.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think about this week's drop list. A lot of people have been telling us books that they picked up that were on the drop list either at a good time or at the wrong time, or they disagree, which is all totally awesome. We just love hearing the feedback. Let us know if any of you guys read Skin Trade, or if you guys like the story, or if you're thinking this is going to be a big deal that it got optioned, or if you think that it sucks and it was a horrible idea. But anything else there?
Yeah, sure. How do you do that? So you have to be established superhero for a good while, and then they decide to mutate you a little bit. You grow a couple arms for a couple issues. You hang out with a living vampire, and then you go back to normal. And they talk about it a little bit in the animated series that he said. Yes, we're talking about Spider-Man. I love the idea to have multiple arms and crawl around like a dang spider monkey, sling around the place everywhere, saving people, sometimes eating them because you're mutated and your brain's all miswired, firing off. That's how you become the mutated Spider-Man.
There you go.
He's not a mutant.
With 6 arms?
But mutated, but not mutant. Get it straight. Hey, you're freaking me out.
All right, guys. Until we see you next time, stay safe and remember.
Get those gains!
Get them. Get your extra arm gains.
Extra arm gains.
That's how you grab more comments when you're
Goro. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
All right.